The department recently introduced a new requirement for PhD students that's meant to ease the transition from coursework to research.
The goal of the second year paper is to teach each of you how to conceive and write a paper. If the past 2 years are any indication, I'm sure you'll come up with great and impactful new ideas to launch your research pipelines.
Yeah, so I want to understand the effect of different compensation structures on workers' welfare. So I've talked with Glenn, and for the next 3 months, I'm going to accept my stipend in entirely decorative baubles.
Has anyone tried paying people to not be stupid?
I'd like to study whether there are arbitrage opportunities in the market for coconut byproducts.
I'm thinking about randomizing babies to marijuana and seeing how many car accidents they get into.
What's my idea? Well, we have cheap talk, but what about expensive talk?
I want to understand the labor market effects of living in Florida.
So in my paper, I want to give finite sample guarantees for high-dimensional device machine learning.
Students clearly had some difficulties knowing the ambition of their project.
I want to resolve why bad things happen to good people.
What is weather?
Are schools good? Like, can we show it with data?
Arrow was wrong. Nothing is impossible.
Okay, so I want to take a very simple observation and turn it into something that's extremely hard to understand.
Behavioral dogs?
I'm going to steal the Declaration of Independence.
Make sure to start the data collection early. There can be unexpected delays.
Strokes. Cool.
The strokes? They're good? Kinda dark. By now my code should have run. What? Oh. Fuck me.
And be sure your project has realistic data needs. You probably can't go to the MBR basement to use census data.
Yeah, the data requirements for the census ended up being pretty onerous. I thought it'd be over after I promised my firstborn to them, but then I had to deliver my application form to a cave in Westchester on the first full moon in December.
Oh, hey, Kartik. You headed to Dev Lunch?
I have more pressing matters.
All right, then.
They made me sign a blood pact that I couldn't use an IV with an F-stat of less than 5,000. They made me get every vaccine. Every vaccine. I had to get Japanese encephalitis. So there was a 2-week delay between the first shot and the second shot. At last, I found you, the angel of the census, with your panels so long and so balanced.
Greetings, mortal. Before you can have access to the magical census data, you need to answer a riddle.
I will do what I must.
Okay then. What has 4 legs in the morning, 2 legs in the afternoon, and 3 legs in the evening?
The representative agent.
That is correct. You can look at the data. You have 5 seconds. Okay, enough.
The worst part was the application fee. And that's like $45 down the drain.
It's also very important not to put all your eggs in one basket. Life has a way of throwing wrench in your best design ideas.
Okay, so that's it for the onboarding process at eSpotFace Goal. Excited to have you on the team. You know, when the hiring committee first saw your application, we didn't really understand why an economics PhD at MIT edging on 30 years old was applying for the position of junior software engineer A. Usually the economics PhDs just want our location data and apply for the research analyst position, so they don't have to go through the whole 3-month rotational program that you just finished. So we thought you might have been confused. You were also, no offense, very underqualified for the position given your age. But then the committee got to the chunk of your personal statement about how coding in Stata for so many years had awoken in you an unrelenting awareness of your own mortality, and it honestly brought us to tears.
So just out of curiosity, you said that the research scientists are given access to the location data, but the junior software engineers also get that access, right?
Oh god, no. This position was made for sophomores. Yeah, no. We don't need impressionable neophytes taking a freshman seminar on Foucault and fancying themselves tiny Snowdens during a summer internship. Good one, though. Anyways, if you need me, I'll be outside playing on the adult jungle gym for the next 4 hours, thinking about how happy I am to have dental insurance.
We strongly encourage students to meet with their advisor before the winter breaks begins. In fact, we strongly encourage them to meet with their advisor, period.
I'll think about it more. I'll think about it more.
Hello? Hello? Are you there? Can you hear me? Let me in.
He was an orthopedic surgeon, and that's where it clicked. I understood this is how things work in this country.
Vincent, I remember you told me that you were going to meet with your faculty advisor. How did that go?
Yeah, so I met with Esther, who told me that the paper was alright, but that the empirical section was bizarre, so I should just focus it and make it a theory paper. And then I saw Stephen, who told me that the model was a bit silly and that I should put it in the appendix. But how's your RCT going?
Well, I've been talking to professors and I've received the feedback to maybe like drop this academia project and to fully focus my life on reforming education in Mexico.
So, when you guys are coming up with these questions to ask your advisors, what's your process?
We also encourage students to meet together and discuss research ideas. Having peers to bounce ideas off can really allow for rich exchanges, and it's gonna make your projects better.
Arun, can I run something by you real quick? Like I have this project idea. I've been toying it for a little while.
Yep.
Yeah? Okay. Okay, so every day I bike like 2 miles to the department. What if on the way I randomly slash the tires of the cars and the trucks and the bikes that I go by? There'll be a lot of variation. I'll get, left tires, right tires, front, back, lots of different vehicles. And then I can look at the effects on the productivity of the people whose tires I slash.
But isn't that illegal?
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about that.
Yeah,
what I'm concerned about, though, is that it seems like you might have a selection bias issue. I mean, first, you're going to be selecting on the group commuting to work so slowly that they can't outpace a deranged biker flailing around with a kitchen knife. And then you're also going to be selecting on people who are nonchalant enough or don't have the physical build to chase after you, having slashed their tire.
Yeah, but I'll collect data and I'll do like a sample of the whole thing beforehand.
But it's also illegal?
After submitting the first draft, spring break will be an opportunity for intensive revision of that draft. Hi everyone, I hope you're enjoying spring break. More importantly, I hope that you're putting a lot of work in that second year paper.
Yes, it's been very productive. We've been making a lot of progress and our papers are looking great. It's margarita time! How's the paper going? It's going pretty well. I'm learning a lot about myself. Not now.
Early in the course, we'll also have exciting guest presentations from faculty to provide a bit of inspiration to get you going on this journey.
Bad writing is embarrassing. All of you starting out are going to be bad writers, and therefore all of you are going to embarrass yourselves. So you just need to grit your teeth and get to writing. And don't take it from me. My friend and world-famous reality TV star, Kim Kardashian, agrees. So true, bestie.
So as you can see, that was, I think, a decent paper idea. In theory, it just failed in execution. And so, that happens to us. And in that ways, we're just like you. Of course, we have many, 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 many more paper ideas than you do. But other than that, just like you.
I really wanted to ask Ben, when he comes up with these amazing research ideas, what's his process?
At the end of the semester, we'll also ask you to write referee reports. It's a great opportunity to put yourself in the shoes of the editors or referee and see how the refereeing process works for yourself.
During IAP, those of you conducting empirical work will have the chance to really dig into the nitty-gritty of data collection and analysis.
Hi, Mom. How's it going? I just wanted to ask, could you fill out the survey link that I sent you? No, it's not spam. It's not spam. Hey, it's me. It's Aaron. It's your college roommate. Yeah, it's been a while since freshman year, huh? Hi. Is this Aceituna? Hi, I'm Aaron from MIT. No, I'm not trying to adjust my catering order for PF lunch. I know you were on the lacrosse team. Do you think you might be able to send the link to all of your former teammates? Hi, my name is Aaron, and I'm calling in response to the ad you posted in the Starbucks in Kendall Square. No, I'm sorry, I haven't found your lost dog. No, I'll keep looking. Yeah, you left a voicemail a bit earlier about my car's warranty expiring. I was just wondering, would you be willing to take a couple of minutes out of your day to fill out a very quick survey I'm running? it.ly/L46J. Thank you, I'm a huge fan. And yes, I am interested in extending the warranty. I had no idea. Hi, President Reif. How are you? I know you send out all of those emails. I just wanted to ask, would it be too much to ask to include a quick link to a survey I'm running at the bottom of the next one? Or the top?
Wait. Go. Got one. Go.
My classmates have been so supportive.
Joint work is authorized for this course and encouraged. We found collaboration in the course is usually harmonious and productive.
The macro market outcomes of moving back home. Arthur, did you change every instance of labor to macro in our draft?
I thought we agreed it's more of a macro paper than a labor paper. I signed us up for macro lunch too.
Okay, well, you also changed every instance of labor force participation to macro force participation.
Yeah, because I wanted to emphasize that the workers are participating in the macro economy.
Okay, why are you undermining me like this?
Hey, You know, when you had that bright idea to instrument for wages with log wages, that didn't make shit sense to me, but you didn't hear me throwing ad hominems around.
Okay, you've never even explained why that's such a bad idea. Log wages are a great instrument for wages. You always have a first stage. None of our other ideas for instruments even had a first stage. You're just angry and lashing out randomly.
Me lashing out randomly? I'd say my reaction is rather endogenously determined, is it not?
In the spring, you'll present your papers. Remember, if you include something on a slide, you have to explain it. Don't leave the audience guessing what they're supposed to take away.
As you can see, it goes up and down, 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 up and down.
Presentations are a great opportunity to get feedback. You should encourage questions and try to answer them, but don't concede too much.
So under these assumptions, we have this result that the Kolmogorov distance between the distribution of the estimate and the normal distribution is bounded by this term. The first step is sort of obvious.
This might be a stupid question, and I know it is because my mother's always telling me that I'm the stupidest person in the whole world. And I know what you guys are going to say behind my back when I ask this question, but I just need to know. Did you maybe flip a sign? Like, instead of n to the 1 over 2 plus delta, might it be n to the 1 over 2 minus delta? And I'm sorry again for this Dumbo question.
Up and down, 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 up and down.
This is kind of the first initial stage of the experiment when the actual slashing happens. As I said, treatment takes a few seconds to actually take place until the tire deflates, and there is imperfect compliance, so I'm going to show intent to treat effects on the tires. Does that cover your question, Arun? I know you were concerned a little bit about the compliance.
Yeah, no, I get it now.
Okay. So there's no issues with legal compliance, any sort of compliance. Okay, good.
Police, open up!
Oh my God.
We've been hearing reports of a paper with severe selection bias. We're here to escort the perpetrator out of the building.
I would say the course has been a huge success.
So any questions?
Have any advice for the second years?
Come to Parkrun. Join the triathlon team.
Do you have any advice for the second years?
Just in general?
Yeah.
Just be yourself. That's all that you can do.